Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams, and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with various district magistrates of the country virtually, says aspirational districts are eliminating barriers in the country's progress. Election Commission holds a virtual review meeting with the top health officials of the centre and 5 poll-bound states. BSP announces 51 candidates for second phase of assembly polls in Uttar Pradesh. 6 people killed in a major fire incident in Mumbai's Tardeo area. Nationwide vaccination drive reaches 161 crore 16 lakh mark. Recovery rate stands at 93.31%. Health Ministry advises to defer all COVID vaccinations by 3 months for those who recover from coronavirus infection. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh asks NCC cadets to rise above prejudices of region, religion, caste and class. In Syed Modi International Badminton Tournament, PV Sindhu to play Evgenia Kosetskaya in the women's singles semi-final today. And in Australian Open tennis, top seeds Daniil Medvedev, Stefanos Tsitsipas and Simona Halep cruise to the 4th round. As the number of COVID-19 cases is rising fast in several parts of the country, we appeal to our listeners to be vigilant and to get fully vaccinated and help others, including children between 15 and 18 years, get vaccinated. With the new Omicron variant of coronavirus causing concern, please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 01123978046 and 1075. And other news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that aspirational districts are eliminating the barriers in the progress of the country, and history is being made in these districts. Interacting with district magistrates of the country through video conferencing, he said these districts are now becoming accelerators of growth with their efforts. He highlighted that convergence is a major reason for the success being seen in the aspirational districts.
कम संसाधनों में भी बड़े परिणाम आ सकते हैं। आकांक्षी जिलों में देश की अप्रोच रही कि आकांक्षी जिलों के अनुभवों के आधार पर हमने कार्यशैली में निरंतर सुधार किया। हमने काम का तरीका ऐसा तय किया जिसमें मेजरेबल इंडिकेटर्स का सिलेक्शन हो, जिसमें जिले की वर्तमान स्थिति के आकलन के साथ साथ प्रदेश और देश की सबसे बेहतर स्थिति से तुलना हो, जिससे प्रोग्राम की रियल टाइम मॉनिटरिंग हो, जिसमें दूसरे जिलों के साथ हेल्दी कंपटीशन हो और बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस को रिपीट करने का उमंग हो, उत्साह हो, प्रयास हो, ताकि लोगों को ये पता चल सके कि गुड गवर्नेंस का प्रभाव क्या होता है.
Mr. Modi said that a direct connect between the administration and the public is important for development in aspirational districts. He stressed that technology and innovation are important aspects of this campaign. He said in the last 4 years, there has been a 4 to 5 times increase in Jan Dhan accounts in almost every aspirational district of the country. He said almost every family now has a toilet and electricity has reached every village. The Prime Minister stated that aspirational districts have proved that optimum utilization of resources can take place when silos are eliminated during implementation. He said the aim is 100% saturation of services and facilities.
आज आजादी के अमृत काल में देश का लक्ष्य है सेवाओं और सुविधाओं का 100% सैचुरेशन, यानी हमने अभी तक जो उपलब्धियां हासिल की उसके आगे हमें एक लंबी दूरी तय करनी है और बड़े स्तर पर काम करना है. हमारे जिले में हर गांव तक रोड कैसे पहुंचे, हर पात्र व्यक्ति के पास आयुष्मान भारत कार्ड कैसे पहुंचे, बैंक अकाउंट की व्यवस्था कैसे हो, कोई भी गरीब परिवार उज्ज्वला गैस कनेक्शन से वंचित न रहे, हर योग्य व्यक्ति को सरकारी की बीमा की व्यवस्था का लाभ मिले, पेंशन और मकान जैसी सुविधाओं का लाभ मिले. ये हर एक जिले के लिए एक टाइम बाउंड टारगेट होना चाहिए.
During the meeting, the Prime Minister took direct feedback about the progress and present status of implementation of government schemes and programs in the districts. The interaction will help review the performance and ascertain the challenges that are being faced. It is aimed at achieving saturation of various schemes by various departments in the districts in mission mode in convergence with all stakeholders. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the government has continuously taken several steps to overcome the asymmetry in growth and development across the country. This is in line with the commitment of the government towards raising the living standards of all citizens and ensuring inclusive growth for all.
समग्र रूप से जब परिवर्तन नजर नहीं आता है तो जो जिले अच्छा कर रहे हैं उनमें भी निराशा आती है और इसलिए देश ने इन पीछे रह गए जिलों की हैंड होल्डिंग पर विशेष ध्यान दिया। आज एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स देश के आगे बढ़ने के अवरोध को समाप्त कर रहे हैं। आप सबके प्रयासों से एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स आज गतिरोधक के बजाय गतिवर्धक बन रहे हैं। जो जिले पहले कभी तेज प्रगति करने वाले माने जाते थे, आज कई पैरामीटर्स में ये एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स उन जिलों में भी अच्छा काम करके दिखा रहे हैं।
The Election Commission is holding a virtual review meeting with the Union Health Secretary, Chief Secretaries and Health Secretaries of 5 poll-bound states today. The meeting aims to take stock of the COVID safety measures during the upcoming Assembly elections. The meeting assumes significance in the wake of the ban announced by the Election Commission on physical rallies and road shows till today amidst the rise in COVID-19 cases. Initially, the poll panel had announced a ban on physical rallies, road and bike shows and similar campaigning events till 15th of January. Later, the ban was extended till 22nd January with the permission for political parties to hold indoor meetings of a maximum 300 people or 5% of the capacity of the hall or the prescribed limit set by the state disaster management authorities. Bahujan Samaj Party today released a list of 51 candidates for the second phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh. Polling will be held on 55 seats in the second phase on 14th of February. In another event in Lucknow, BJP leader and Union Minister Anurag Singh Thakur and Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath flagged off the party's 403 LED campaign vans. These vans will carry the party's message to all 403 constituencies in the state. BJP released a list of 85 candidates for Uttar Pradesh Assembly polls yesterday. The process of filing of nominations for the first phase of Assembly elections in the state ended yesterday. A total of 815 candidates have filed the nomination papers in the first phase. 426 candidates filed the nomination on the last day. The scrutiny of the papers will be taken up on Monday, and the last date of withdrawal of names is 27 January. In this phase, 58 Assembly constituencies will go to the polls on the 10th of February. Meanwhile, the process of filing nominations for the second phase of Assembly elections has also begun yesterday. Polling for this phase will be held on the 14th of February in 55 Assembly constituencies.
In Uttar Pradesh, the Election Commission has allotted a total of 1,798 minutes to recognized political parties for their election campaign on Doordarshan and All India Radio. Additional Chief Electoral Officer Dr. Brahmadev Ram Tiwari said that the time has been allotted separately for streaming on the public broadcaster. He said a draw to decide the timings was taken out in which TMC was allotted 90 minutes, BSP 307, BJP 478, CPI 92, CPI-M 90, Congress 151, NCP 90, NPP 90, RLD 107 and SP 303 minutes on both Doordarshan and All India Radio separately. He further said the streaming on the Doordarshan Kendra DDUP will be for 16 days from 5th February to 5th March between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. covering all 7 phases of the polling. Similarly, All India Radio will broadcast for 14 days in 2 shifts from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. to 7:10 p.m. The Election Commission had earlier announced doubling the time for campaigning on DD and AIR due to ban on physical rallies and road shows in the wake of COVID-19 cases in the state. Over 161 crore 16 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccines have been administered in the country under the nationwide vaccination drive so far. The Union Health Ministry today said more than 67,49,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. During the same period, over 3,37,000 new COVID cases were reported in the country and more than 2,42,000 COVID patients recovered. India's active caseload now stands at 21,13,000. National recovery rate stands at 93.31%. A total of 10,050 cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 have been reported so far.
The Health and Family Welfare Ministry has said that all COVID vaccination, including precautionary dose, should be deferred by 3 months after recovery from coronavirus infection in case of individual having lab test proven COVID-19 illness. COVID-19 vaccination of children aged 15 to 18 years started from 3rd of this month. Administration of precautionary dose for healthcare workers, frontline workers and persons aged above 60 with comorbidities started from the 10th of this month under nationwide vaccination drive. Kerala will go in for total lockdown this and next Sundays in the wake of intense COVID-19 transmission. Tight security measures will be enforced from midnight tonight. Only essential services will be allowed. Meanwhile, 262 inmates of Pujapura Central Jail in Thiruvananthapuram have tested positive for COVID-19. They have been shifted to a special cell. Yesterday, Kerala logged 41,668 positive cases, including 368 health workers. 17,053 persons recovered. Test positivity rate is put at an all-time high of 43.76%. The state has 2,23,548 active cases now. Omicron positive cases also surged to 761, with 54 more persons contracting infection of the virus variant. State government has stated that it is working on a scientific strategy to contain the pandemic and complete lockdown will be the last option. You are listening to Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with various district magistrates of the country virtually, says aspirational districts are eliminating barriers in country's progress. Election Commission holds a virtual review meeting with the top health officials of the centre and 5 poll-bound states. VSP announces 51 candidates for second phase of assembly polls in Uttar Pradesh. 6 people killed in a major fire incident in Mumbai's Tardev area. Nationwide vaccination drive reaches 161 crore 16 lakh mark. Recovery rate stands at 93.31%. Health Ministry advises to defer all COVID vaccinations by 3 months for those who recover from coronavirus infection. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh asks NCC cadets to rise above prejudices of region, religion, caste and class. In Syed Modi International Badminton Tournament, PV Sindhu to play Evgenia Kosetskaya in the women's singles semi-final today. And in Australian Open Tennis, top seeds Daniil Medvedev, Stefanos Tsitsipas and Simona Halep cruise to the 4th round. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
You're listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. At least 6 persons were killed in a major fire that broke out on the 18th floor of a residential building at Tardio of Mumbai this morning. The blaze erupted around 7 a.m. in the Kamla building located opposite Gandhi Hospital at Gawalia Tank. Fire brigade personnel rushed to the spot on being alerted. 13 fire engines, 7 water jetties among others were involved in the firefighting operation. Several persons were injured in the fire, while 14 of them were taken to the nearby Bhatia Hospital. 7 were rushed to the Nair Hospital and 2 were rushed to the Kasturba Hospital. Police are also carrying out door-to-door searches to trace if anyone is trapped inside residential flats. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has exhorted NCC cadets to have the vision to create something new which also makes the country proud. Addressing the NCC cadets through video conferencing today, Mr. Singh said objective of the NCC is to create leaders, soldiers and above all, good human beings.
नेशनल कैडेट कोर का उद्देश्य यही है कि वह आपके अंदर उन गुणों को विकसित करे जिससे आप स्वयं तो अपनी राह निर्मित कर ही सकें, साथ ही समाज को भी एक नई दिशा दे सकें। अगर आप इतने टफ कॉम्पिटिशन्स को पार करके डीजी एनसीसी परेड ग्राउंड पहुंच चुके हैं, यकीन मानिए कि आप जीवन में बड़े से बड़ा लक्ष्य भी अपनी मेहनत और लगन के दम पर हासिल कर सकते हैं। जरूरत है तो नए और बड़े सपने देखने की, उस पर पूरे मनोयोग से काम करने की, और सबसे महत्वपूर्ण अपने विचारों के बंधन को तोड़कर आगे बढ़ने की।
To commemorate the 125th birth anniversary of the great freedom fighter Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and as part of the year-long celebrations to mark the event, the government has decided to install a grand statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at India Gate in New Delhi. The statue, made of granite, shall be a fitting tribute to the immense contribution of Netaji in the country's freedom struggle and would be a symbol of the country's indebtedness to him. Till the work for the statue is completed, a hologram statue of Netaji will be present at the same place. The Prime Minister will unveil the 28-feet hologram statue at India Gate tomorrow. During the program, the Prime Minister will also confer the Subhash Chandra Bose Apada Prabandhan Puraskars for the years 2019, 20, 21 and 22 in the investiture ceremony. The Union Government has instituted the annual awards to honour the invaluable contribution and selfless service rendered by individuals and organisations in India in the field of disaster management.
As the nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events have been organised by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz has been conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news. The next question of the Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with listeners on Monday, 24 January 2022. And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation.
India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
वतन की राह में वतन के नौजवान शहीद हो.
In today's episode, we remember revolutionary freedom fighter Roshan Singh, who was born on the 22nd of January 1892 in Shahjahanpur district of Uttar Pradesh.
पुकारते हैं ये ज़मीन आसमां शहीद हो.
Roshan Singh was associated with Arya Samaj and was a sharpshooter and a good wrestler. When the British imposed a ban on Indian National Congress Volunteer Corps in November 1921, Roshan Singh led the troop of volunteers from Shahjahanpur district to the Bareilly region.
Roshan Singh was arrested along with other protesters and sent for 2 years rigorous imprisonment in the central jail of Bareilly. After release from the jail, Roshan met Ram Prasad Bismil and joined the Hindustan Republican Association, HRA, where he was allotted the task of teaching shooting to the youngsters in the association.
पहाड़ तक भी कांपने लगे तेरे जुनून से, तू आसमां पे इनकलाब लिख दे अपने खून से.
In Bamroli, HRA used armed action to take money from the richer sections to fund the revolutionary activities. On 25th December 1924, HRA attacked the house of moneylender Baldev Prasad, and Roshan Singh played a prominent role in the operation. Later, Roshan Singh was arrested along with other HRA members in Kakuri case. Roshan Singh wrote to his cousin Hukum Singh from the Naini jail of Allahabad.
The life of a man is the best creation of God, and I've proved this by sacrificing it for the cause of its creation. I'm the first man of my native village Nabada who has glorified all of you, my brothers and sisters. Why to repent for this mortal human body? It was to be finished any day. I'm happy that I could devote more and more time to meditate in the last moments. The man who dies in the way of his duty or dharma gets salvation forever. You need not worry for my death. I'm going to sleep peacefully in the lap of God.
Roshan Singh, Ram Prasad Bismil, Rajendranath Lahiri and Ashfaqullah Khan were martyred on 19th December 1927. We salute the great freedom fighters.
We also remember freedom fighter and writer Tarun Ram Phukan, who was born on the 22nd of January 1877 in Guwahati, Assam. He is respectfully referred to as Deshabhakta in Assam for his immense love for the country.
When the freedom movement gained momentum during the non-cooperation movement under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, he gave up his flourishing practice and jumped aboard the freedom movement.
He played an important role in establishing the Indian National Congress in Assam. In 1921, Mahatma Gandhi visited Assam and stayed at his residence in Guwahati's Bharalumukh. Phukan was Gandhiji's trusted companion. They also performed the Bidesi Bostro Daha Jagya, the burning of foreign goods, together. After the British declared Congress an illegal body, Phukan was arrested and remained in jail till November 1922.
In 1927, Phukan was elected as the president of Assam Sahitya Sabha at its Golpara session for his contribution to Assamese literature. Phukan was also involved in many social works, including spreading education upliftment of the underprivileged sections of society. He also fought for the removal of untouchability and advocated equality of the genders.
He used to urge women to play an active role in national affairs. He also popularized the use of khadi and other Swadeshi goods in Assam. Tarun Ram Phukan continued to work for the national cause till his death on the 28th of July 1939. We salute the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास। तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
In news just in, Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav will contest from Karhal Assembly constituency in Mainpuri district. Party's Principal General Secretary Ram Gopal Yadav made a formal announcement in this regard at a press conference held in Lucknow today. US and Japan have agreed to boost cooperation on pressing economic and security issues, including China, North Korea's missiles and Russia's threat to Ukraine. The decisions were taken in a virtual meeting between President Joe Biden and Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida yesterday. Speaking to reporters after the meeting, Kishida said he and Biden had agreed to cooperate to realize a free and open Indo-Pacific, to work closely on China and the North Korean missile issue, and also to cooperate on Ukraine. He also said Japan would host a meeting of the Quad grouping of the United States, Japan, Australia and India in the first half of this year, with Biden visiting.
Former Indian footballer and coach Subhash Bhomik died in the wee hours today at a nursing home in Kolkata after prolonged illness. He was 72 years. He was part of the 1970 Asian Games bronze medal winning team. He played for both East Bengal and Mohun Bagan and coached 3 major football teams at Kolkata in different phases of his career. In badminton, Indian shuttlers will be competing in the semi-finals of the Syed Modi International Tournament in Lucknow today. 2-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu will face 5th seed Russian Evgenia Kosetskaya in the women's singles semi-final. In the men's singles, Mithun Manjunath will meet Arnold Merkel of the French in the last 4 today. In the mixed doubles event, the Indian pair of M.R. Arjun and Trisa Jolly will face compatriots and 7-seeded pair of Ishan Bhatnagar and Tanisha Crasto in the semi-finals today. In the men's doubles, 6-seeded Krishna Prasad Garaga and Vishnu Vardhan Gaud Panjala will face fellow Indian pair Prem Singh Chauhan and Rajesh Verma in the semi-finals today.
In Australian Open tennis tournament, top seeds Daniil Medvedev, Stefanos Tsitsipas and Simona Halep cruised to the 4th round today. In men's singles, second-seeded Russian Daniil Medvedev defeated Netherlands' Botic van de Zandschulp 6-4, 6-4, 6-2 in the 3rd round today. 4th-seeded Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece beat French Benoit Paire in 6-3, 6-7-5, 6-7, 6-4 in a hard-fought match. In women's singles, Simona Halep registered a comfortable 6-2, 6-1 win over Danka Kovinic. Halep will play unseeded Alice Kokne of France in the next round, who beat Tamara Zidansek of Slovenia 4-6, 6-4, 6-2 on her 32nd birthday. In another match, Danielle Collins of the US beat Denmark's Clara Tauson 4-6, 6-4, 7-5. Collins will next meet Elise Mertens, who advanced 6-2, 6-2 over Chang Shuai. Arina Sabalenka of Belarus beat Marketa Vondrusova of the Czech Republic. Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. National capital Delhi is experiencing generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Mumbai will have partly cloudy sky. Chennai will also have partly cloudy sky. Kolkata will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Imphal will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The city registered a minimum temperature of 8 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 20 degrees. Shillong will also have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 5 and 14 degrees Celsius. In Aizawl, minimum temperature was 8 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 19.
12 states and union territories and 9 central ministries and departments will participate in the Republic Day Parade this year at Rajpath in New Delhi. Briefing media in New Delhi, Public Relations Officer of the Ministry of Defence, Nampibo Marinmai, said the common theme of this year's tableau is based on Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, commemorating the 75 years of independence. He said National Education Policy, Ure Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, Jal Jeevan Mission, 150 years of Sri Aurobindo and 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose are some of the themes of the tableau of the ministries and departments.
Now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacts with various district magistrates of the country virtually, says aspirational districts are eliminating barriers in the country's progress. Election Commission holds a virtual review meeting with top health officials of the centre and 5 poll-bound states. BSP announces 51 candidates for second phase of assembly polls in Uttar Pradesh. SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav to contest from Karhal in Mainpuri district. 6 people killed in a major fire incident in Mumbai's Tardeo area. Nationwide vaccination drive reaches 161 crore 16 lakh mark, recovery rate at 93.31%. Health Ministry advises to defer all COVID vaccinations by 3 months for those who recover from coronavirus infection. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh asks NCC cadets to rise above prejudices of region, religion, caste and class. Inside Modi International Badminton Tournament, PV Sindhu to play Evgenia Kosetskaya in the women's singles semi-final today. And in Australian Open tennis, top seeds Daniil Medvedev, Stefanos Tsitsipas and Simona Halep cruise to the 4th round. And with that, we end the midday news.